Hi. It's been a while. Work has been work. Last time I complained about work, I didn't get work for 2 months, so I'm not going to complain about work. Been very blessed. But work keeps me away from YouTube, which is the downside. First off, I apologize if I look up to my overhead camera often. It's because I still haven't gained full trust after this one shut off when I tried to film my bezel mod video for my SKX. If you see me looking up at that camera often, I apologize. It's because I'm checking if it is still recording. Okay. How do we feel about buying watches on eBay, especially vintage watches, and how do we feel about buying watches from eBay from other countries if we're in the States? I haven't done it too much. The only other time I bought a vintage watch from eBay from another country was when I bought a Citizen Eagle 7. I bought it from a private seller from the UK and it came in. Watch looked great. I ended up selling it because I got a date just, but I still had a good time with it. Loved it. And yeah, that was my only other eBay experience. And I gave it another shot. I found this retailer from Thailand. The name of the shop is Siam Dao Vintage Watches. I will leave a link in the description for his store, and I think he had a lot of cool stuff. One rule of thumb for me is to always check eBay stores feedback first, check how many units they sold. CM Dow's feedback was at like 99.7%. I think it was like one negative feedback in the last 12 months, and that negative feedback was because of the watch. It wasn't working properly, which he does. There is a disclaimer on his store saying that, you know, a lot of the stuff he sells is over 50 years old. So, you know, that's kind of a given. I know a lot of people in the States or wherever looking at eBay stores. If you're looking at eBay stores from like watches from Southeast Asia, India, it can be a little shady as far as authenticity of the product. So we're going to dive in together. Okay, so looking at my notes, it's like right under the camera. I bought two watches from this store. One is a vintage Citizen Dandy 7 custom. It's a 27 jewel automatic, and it says it's from July of 1968, and it says that it's a JDM. And then the second watch I got is a vintage Seiko 5, 5126 7020, March 1969, and it says that it's a JDM. So yeah. Let's unbox and see what we got. Oh, I did see some feedback comments saying that the wrong watch got sent. I hope that's not the case for me. We're still going to push through with the unboxing regardless, and we'll see where we're at. Packaging is just pretty standard bubble wrap. Put it in some cloth, and these are the two watches. Let's see. Let's start with the Seiko 5 first. Zoom in a bit so we can see all that's happening. You know, so far just from inspecting it, just looking at it, it looks pretty legit. That dial is great. This case, it is very reminiscent, that 1960s style. Looks like those new, kind of looks like one of those new retro releases from Seiko 5 that that they've been putting out. I love this thing. 18mm lugs, which is a bit annoying because I actually do not own any 18mm lugs. But this watch looks pretty dope. Does it wind? Does not wind. So I guess I gotta do the old Seiko shake to see if the movement will kick up. Alright, there it goes. Nice. Second hand's ticking. But yeah, this dial, it's got like a tuxedo dial vibe. Something that drew this watch to me was the dial. I like the monochrome look. I love that this dial has applied indices. I like the hands. The sword hands are cool, and the frame date window. And I love the black and white date and day. This watch looks pretty sick. Definitely gonna need to buy some 18mm straps for this, and pretty happy with this purchase. The sale price, I lowballed for like 80 bucks. I think he had it up for like 120. We landed on 104, and then shipped. The total price for this thing was 128.52. Even with the recessed crown, it's pretty easy to get to. The crown itself was pretty easy to get to. I'll have to test it and see if it actually works. I gotta probably wear it for a full day. But yeah, let's get it on wrist. This is on my 6.5-inch wrist. Looks pretty solid. I love the size. I think the size of this thing is 37.5mm. Definitely on that smaller side, but I think it works pretty well. Yeah, I'll probably do like a more full in-depth review of this once I get it on the wrist and try it out for a few weeks. So this is watch 1. Let's move on to the Citizen. I haven't seen it in the flesh yet, but we're about to take a look together right now. And there you go. That vintage acrylic crystal is popping. Okay, so this one winds. Look at that. It's got this crazy reflective dial that, like, look at that dial. It's like blue, gray, and depending on how the light hits it, it's almost like 3M tape. It's crazy. It's hard for me to get a good, like, look at how that thing lights up when I point it at the light. That's crazy. All right, let me pull up the notes here so we could get the size. 37 mil, so really nice standard vintage size. Day date complication. Those familiar with vintage Citizen, even like the Eagle 7, they had that crest, or they had that eagle crest. This one has the shield crest, which I think is pretty cool. This watch hand winds. Still sounds pretty crunchy. Let me try to pull out the crown. See if we can pull it out again. Let's get it. Does not hack, which I think that that's pretty acceptable for a vintage watch, especially from the 60s. One of the reasons why I was drawn to this watch was because this Beads of Rice bracelet was phenomenal looking. I don't know if this doesn't seem like it's the bracelet that comes with, doesn't seem like it's the bracelet that came with the watch back in the 60s, but you know, I'll probably end up throwing this on a leather strap regardless. So let's zoom in a little bit on case back. This says, please pardon the shakes on the top camera. I apologize. The tripod I'm using, it's not janky, it's just, you know, it's just shaky. Para water. What else does it say? Dandy 7 automatic. I honestly can't find anything about the Dandy 7 line from Citizen online. It's almost, I'm gonna have to really do a deep dive to find out some stuff about this, but let's go ahead and take a look at it on the wrist. Bracelet is definitely gonna need to be resized. This thing got a lot of swag. It's pretty, that's pretty fly. The bracelet is complete junk, but it looks nice. And once I get it resized, the clasp is definitely worn out. It doesn't click with confidence. This is definitely not like a daily type of bracelet. You would have to wear it out as like a dress watch or whatever, but this thing is pretty sweet. See if I can get it to do that. Let me see if I can get the dial to do that light trick. Woo! Look at that thing pop like it's 3M. It's like 3M reflective tape or something. That's crazy. Oh, how much did I pay for this? This one I bought, I think I made another lowball offer. We settled at $145 and then shipped, it was $172.80. But because I bought two, I think I was able to save 15 bucks on shipping. So I only had to pay one shipping fee. They shipped the watch together. These are my two new vintage cops from CM Dow vintage watch store on eBay. And I paid like less than 300 bucks for both of these. What do you think? You think I did good? You liking the vibe of these? I personally think I did pretty good. I think they're cool additions to the collection. If they are in fact JDM, then that's even cooler. I appreciate y'all stopping by, saying hello. We hit 2,000 subs, which is crazy to me. I'm so thankful. And, you know, just here documenting my journey, you know, just, I love what I do. I love messing with cameras and I love watches, you know, so why not put the two together? That's why I'm here. Anyway, if you couldn't tell from my demeanor and the fact that my eyes are like shutting as I'm talking, it's because it's like 11:30 here and I am freaking exhausted, so I'm gonna start washing up and going to bed. But yeah, we will talk soon, my friends, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.